So let's go ahead, coming to our mats this morning. Let's come to a child's pose. So I was just talking to Abby about how things feel really, I don't know, a little hard right now. And I think it's really the light, and we're heading into solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. So let's just take a moment to honor where we are in this cycle of the season. So coming into this child's pose, maybe spreading your knees nice and wide, reaching your arms out in front of you, placing your forehead down on the mat, maybe gently rolling your forehead side to side. Beginning to breathe in and out through the nose. Finding a little bit of calm, maybe a little bit of grounding. Just taking a few moments to become present in your practice, to honor how your body feels. And as we move through today's practice, this is going to be more of a winter solstice themed class. So we are going to be heading into a period where we're getting a little more light. So as we move through today's practice, maybe just inviting in a little more light into your heart, into your body, into your life, being open. And we'll just take a couple more breaths here. Staying in our child's pose, gently lift your chest just a little bit and walk your hands over towards the right side, getting a nice side body stretch through the left, trying to keep that left shoulder low, magnetized to the mat. So you're really, really stretching those obliques, your upper left shoulder. And inhale, walk your hands through center, walk them all the way over towards the left. Same thing. So maybe resting your chest onto that left thigh and then pressing your right armpit down. Notice where you feel that. Do you feel it more in your upper shoulder? Does that stretch extend all the way down your side? And inhale, we'll slowly come all the way up to our tabletop. And then we're just going to slowly sink our hips down. First, we're going to come into our Sphinx pose. So placing your forearms on the mat, lifting your chest. Your feet can be together, or if that feels crunchy on your low back, widening your feet. And then drawing your elbows towards your body. Press your shoulder blades together. And then lastly, lift your chin. Then you can make this a little more active, squeezing your glutes. I call it making an ugly butt. Make an ugly butt. Maybe bring your feet together. A little more active here. And then point the toes. Inhale, see if you can lift your right foot up just a little bit. Sometimes my quad doesn't even lift off the mat yet. And then return it down to the mat. Inhale, left, lift and press. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift that right leg. Exhale, release. Inhale, left. Exhale, release. Then just do a little flutter kick. So same thing, trying to pull those elbows towards your body, lifting your chest, flutter kick. And exhale, slowly release. Let's come, we're gonna press up into a tabletop. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, come into your cow. And exhale, round the spine, come into your cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, come into cow. And exhale, round that spine, come into cat. Continuing to breathe in and out through the nose, finding your own flow here. If you'd like to move forward and back, side to side, Just bringing some intuitive movement to your cows and cats. Your spinal flexion is really unique to you. I've met people who have amazing spinal flexion, or there's people like me that need a lot of work at it, but that's okay. So just finding your groove, finding your flow. And we'll come back to a neutral tabletop. We're going to gently look over our left shoulder, shift your hips to the left. So we're going to gaze back at our tail, kind of getting this little crunch. And I want us to press and hold. And then we're going to inhale, straighten, exhale, crunch. So I kind of like to make the ch sound, but you don't have to. Just exhale, do a little side crunch here. Let's do 2 more. Coming back to center, gently gaze over that right shoulder, shift your hips to the right, gaze back at your tail, hold. Inhale, straighten, exhale, crunch. Let's do 2 more. Nice. Coming back to center, shift your weight into that right palm, sweep your left hand up across your chest, reach it up towards the sky, opening it up. And exhale, thread your needle, shoot that left hand over towards the right, drop the right, left shoulder down. Reach your right hand up and back, taking that bind, clasp the right fingers on the inner part of the left thigh. Take a moment here. Connect back to the breath. Try and peel that right shoulder open. And exhale, slowly release. Bring your right palm down, lift the chest. Coming back to neutral tabletop, shift your weight into the left palm, sweep your right hand across your chest, reach it up, opening up the chest. And exhale, thread your needle, right hand through that hole you just created. Drop your right shoulder down, left hand comes around the back, fingers clasp on the inner part of that right thigh. See if you can peel that left shoulder open. Maybe close down the eyes. Connect back to your breath. And inhale, slowly release. Bring that left palm down. Coming all the way back up to our neutral tabletop. We're going to keep our hips elevated and gently walk our palms to the top of the mat. And then drop your chest down, coming into our puppy pose. So you can bring your chin down to the mat. If that is not accessible, bring your forehead down. And just remembering to unclench your jaw here. Breathe into wherever there's tension. Letting your body know it's okay. And inhale, slowly lift the chest, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. We're going to do a tiny bit of wrist warm up, maybe just like 30 seconds to a minute. So shift your fingers pointing outwards and then just gently sway side to side. Sometimes it helps me to have like a slight tent of the fingertips. So like each time I go over towards the right or left, my fingertips are getting white. Then I want you to flip your palms so that your fingertips are pointing back towards your knees. And we're going to find our edge, just nice and gently sinking your hips back, keeping those fingertips down on the mat. Fingertips should be white, press and hold. And then while you're here, see if you can just alternate lifting up the heel of your hand, bending the elbow. A little bit of wrist yoga for you today. Good job. And then slowly release. Let's sink back onto our heels, thunderbolt pose. And we're going to bring our hands together like fists. So interlock those knuckles and then place the tops of your hands down on the mat. Make fists, squeeze them together, and then begin to straighten your arms. So working into the back of the wrists. I think sometimes our ankles and our wrists are things that we really neglect. And then you can just bend and straighten if that feels good. I've been noticing it in my own practice and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do more of this. Let's do one more. Press and hold. And then slowly release. You can come up and draw little circles with your hands. Sorry, I've got this. I have an old computer and I have this thing that pops up all the time. All right, great job. Let's come into our tabletop. Let's come into our first downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, press into the palms, send those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Alternating, lifting your heels, stretching out your hamstrings. And then maybe find some stillness in your practice. Settle in here, bending the knees as much as you need to elongate that low spine. Relax your head. Take a deep inhale through the nose, filling up your lungs nice and full. And then open your mouth, release the breath. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Unclenching the jaw, drawing your shoulder blades down your back, away from your ears. On your next inhale, slowly shift your gaze up in between your hands, bend your knees nice and deep, and gently walk your feet all the way up towards the top of the mat. Hang your body here nice and heavy, forward fold, Uttanasana. Maybe sway side to side, or feel free to grab opposite elbows and just gently ragdoll. And then release your hands down to the mat, root through the feet, begin to roll up, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Coming all the way up until we're standing nice and tall in our mountain pose. Let's sweep our right arm back, swim your left arm back, right shoulder back, left shoulder back. Inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, flat back, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back, hands come to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step, hop, or jump back to your plank. Let's hold our plank just for a moment, beginning to engage and awaken the core. So I like to draw my shoulder blades apart, thinking belly button to spine. It's okay if you want more of a flat back. I just feel like I get more core engagement when I do this. Finding your breath. On your next exhale, we're going to bend the knees and come all the way back into our downward facing dog. Let's do a couple of those spinal waves. So inhale, we're going to shift our weight forward, rounding the spine like we do with cat. And then exhale, bend the knees, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhaling, drawing it all the way forward. Exhale, bend the knees, coming back to downward facing dog. Let's do 2 or 3 more, moving with your own breath, finding a little bit of your own rhythm. I'm always being conscious, like really thinking that angry cat and then cow on the way back. Let's do 1 more. Coming into that downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep the right leg up towards the sky, keeping those hips nice and square, really stretching that left hamstring, press into the palms, lift the right leg up. On your next exhale, bend the right knee, slowly draw it forward and plant it in between your hands. Coming into our low lunge Anjaneyasana, so drop that left knee down, hips are square, reach your hands up towards the sky. Think belly button to spine here, and then sink down into that right thigh. Finding your breath, keeping this passive in the beginning. And on your next exhale, sweep your hands down to the mat, begin to straighten that right front leg, half splits. I always have to hop my heel forward. I don't just, otherwise I'm like kind of cockeyed. So making sure your hips are nice and straight, elongate the spine. Exhale, fold. And we'll do a little breath to movement here. So inhale, coming forward back into that Anjane. You can sweep your hands up if you want, or keeping them in runner's lunge, whatever feels good. Exhale, coming back to the half splits. So you do you here. Let's just do 4 or 5, moving with your breath, bringing some dynamic movement. I've really found in my own practice that you need both. You need the static, the stillness, and the movement. It increases your flexibility, your mobility. Let's meet in our low lunge on Vinyasa, reaching our hands up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand comes down, right hand stays up. A little bit of a twist, opening up that right shoulder. And then let's draw some shoulder circles. So sweep your arm forward 5 times, working into that shoulder girdle. And then sweep that arm back 5 times. And we'll end reaching back. See if you can pick up those toes. If you can't quite make contact with your toes, which is okay. Actually, let's first everybody do this. So point the toes and then see if you can pulse that heel towards your glute. I get a cramp. So you have to straighten it, just straighten it out. Here we go. And then see if you can make contact here, squeezing that heel towards your glute, sinking into your right front hip. We're going to elongate that left quad as much as possible. Hold and breathe. And exhale, slowly release. Bring that right hand down, straighten the left leg. Draw your right foot back. Let's take a vinyasa flow. Exhale, chaturanga, nice and slow. Inhale, come over the toes, press into the tops of the feet. Upward facing dog. And exhale, come over the toes. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, sweep the left leg up towards the sky. Keep the hips nice and square. Press into the palms, reach the left leg up back behind you. Exhale, bend the knee, hug it up into your chest, round your spine. Step that left foot through, drop your right knee down. Inhale, come up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Shoulders down the back, lift your gaze. Trying to remember, nice strong core, and then sink down into the hip. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, begin to straighten that left leg, squaring the hips as much as possible. I forgot to do something on the other side. If you like to wag your tail here, it kind of works into my sciatic, or like, you know, the nerve that runs along the side of your leg. Something I've been doing that I really like. Or you can find stillness, elongating the spine, slowly trying to drop the chest down towards your thigh. And then let's do some breath to movement. So inhaling, coming forward into your low lunge. Exhaling, half splits. Just find a little rhythm here. Notice how your body feels. Does it feel crunchy at first? And then it starts to open up. Let's do one more. And we'll slowly meet in that low lunge. Drop your right hand down. Let's do some circles, 5 circles forward. And 5 circles backwards. Good job. And we'll end reaching back. Let's point the toes, kick that right leg up. See if we can just pulse here. For 5, 4. It's okay if you get a cramp. I do. 3, 2, 1. See if you can hold. Grab a hold of the toes. Squeeze that heel towards your glute. Sink forward into your left hip, your left leg. It's going to help stretch that quad, the other quad. Open the shoulder, find your breath. And exhale, slowly release, bringing that left hand forward, tuck those right toes, straighten the right leg, bring the left leg back, and let's take a vinyasa flow. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. Everything should feel pretty nice and warm, nice and juicy, which is fabulous. Perfect time to start our flow. On your next inhale, shift your gaze up in between your hands, bend your knees, step, walk, hop, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root through the feet, sweep your arms up towards the sky, high mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, release your hands down. Swim your right arm back, left arm back, right shoulder back, left shoulder back. Inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, sink your hips down into your chair pose. We got to do this every time, okay, guys? Reaching your hands up towards the sky, sinking those hips nice and low. Lift your 10 toes, lift your gaze. Find your strength, find your steadiness. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, a little bit more, 2, and 1. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step, hop, or jump back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale, sweep that right leg up towards the sky. This time, go ahead and bend the knee, opening the hips up towards the side. Go ahead, draw a couple circles with that right knee if you need to. Coming into this 3-legged dog. Press into the palms, open the hips. On your next inhale, slowly guide that right knee up into your chest, hug it up nice and close, step it through. Inhale, come up strong, crescent lunge, hips are square. Exhale, hands come to heart center, twist over towards the right side, open your arms up towards the side. Really try and press open that right shoulder. On your next inhale, we're gonna come all the way forward, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Begin to straighten that right leg, standing up. Let's do warrior 3 first, okay? So dipping the chest down, extending the left leg back behind you. And then see if you can slowly reach that right hand down right underneath your shoulder. And then open the left hip up. Coming into our half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, left hand reaches up towards the sky. Roll this here. A little bit of balance. Inhale, slowly bend that left knee, but don't let it touch the ground. And then see if you can come all the way up. Ooh, lots of balance. Hug that left knee up into your chest. It's okay if you fall in and out. Good job. Exhale, we're gonna slowly send that left leg all the way back, coming back into that warrior 3. Dipping your chest down. And exhale, slowly drop those left toes. We're gonna pivot everything forward, coming over to the left, Skandasana. Sinking down nice and low. It's okay if your left heel pops up, mine always does. Flexing your right toes towards the sky. Inhale, reach the right hand up towards the sky. Exhale, come back to center, stay nice and low. Come all the way over towards the right. Drop that right hand down, left hand up, flex those left toes up towards the sky. Good job. Let's go ahead, we're gonna pivot all the way around. Stepping that right foot back, take a vinyasa flow. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Ooh, lots of balance coming in nice and early. Okay, inhale, sweep that left leg up towards the sky. And then go ahead and bend the left knee, opening the hips up towards the side. Maybe you peek under that left shoulder. Draw some circles with that left hip. Go a few one way and then switch directions. And then find a little bit of stillness. On your next exhale, slowly hug that knee into your chest, shift your hips back to center. Draw the knee forward, plant it in between your hands. Inhale, come up strong, crescent lunge, hips are square, draw your shoulder blades back, lift your gaze. Exhale, hands come to heart center, twist over towards the left, open the hands out towards the side, reaching that left shoulder back. Good job. Inhale, we're gonna bring our hands back to heart center, coming back to center. Straighten that left leg. Warrior three. So my left side is my tricky side. That's okay. It's practice here, right? So lifting that right leg, hips are square. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly release the left hand down to the mat. Open the hips up towards the side. Reaching the right hand up towards the sky. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Good job. Lift and hold, find your stability. It's a little harder sometimes on carpet. On your next inhale, we're gonna slowly hug that right knee up into your chest. See if you can stand up. Oh yeah, find a little bit of balance. Good job. Exhale, send that right leg back behind you. Hands to heart center, warrior three. And with your next exhale, step that right foot down and come all the way over Skandasana. Nice and low. Drop your right hand down, lift your left hand up. Good job. Inhale, stay nice and low. Come all the way over towards the left. And point those, or flex those right toes towards the sky. Left hand down to the mat. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. Slowly come to the, are we on the right side of the top of the mat? Maybe, hopefully, like I am. We're gonna pivot around to the top of the mat. Step that left foot back. Let's take a vinyasa flow. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Good job. That was kind of fun. Inhale. So shift your gaze up in between your hands, bend your knees, step, walk, hop, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root through the feet. Sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, swim that right arm back, left arm back, right shoulder back, left shoulder back. Inhale, sweep your hands down and up. One more chair. Sink those hips nice and low. Reach your gaze up. Try and open your chest. Lift the 10 toes. Find your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, good job. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step, hop, or jump back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep that right leg up towards the sky. Reach it up, 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 up. Push, 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 push. Exhale, bend the knee, draw it forward, step it in between your hands. We're gonna do a little bit of dynamic movement here. So drop that left knee down. And we're gonna inhale, sweeping your arms up towards the sky. And then as we exhale, hands come down, tuck those toes, come into a wide leg pyramid pose, flexing those right toes so you can sink back into the left heel. Inhale, come back down into that Anjaneyasana, sweep your hands up. And exhale, hands come down, wide leg pyramid pose. So trying to straighten both legs, flexing those right toes. Exhale, come down. Inhale, straighten. Let's do 2 more. Great job. From here, we're gonna bend into that right front knee, pivot and plant the back foot so that we can sweep up into our warrior two. So hips are extended out or open. Arms are into a nice strong T, sink it down. Inhale, flip the right palm, scoop it forward, come into your reverse. Exhale, slowly release that right hand. We're gonna bring it all the way down to the mat, coming into extended side angle, lifting that left hand up and over, open the left shoulder. Inhale, come all the way up, come all the way back, reverse triangle. Straighten that right leg, reach your right arm. And exhale, come all the way down into a triangle pose, Trikonasana. Right hand to the shin, right hand to the mat. Reach the left hand up, scooch the hips back into a line. Find your breath. Inhale, bend into that right knee, come all the way back, warrior two. See if you can sink it down just a smidge lower. Gaze over that right hand, nice soft face. Inhale, we're gonna use a little bit of propelling motion to come forward. So do whatever you need to get there, but to come back into that half moon. So right hand underneath the shoulder, opening the hips, opening the arms, nice and strong. Find your balance. On your exhale, I want you to bend that left knee. We're gonna come down, you can drop your hands down. We're gonna come into a seated spinal twist. So this left knee comes underneath the right. Your right ankle is out by your left hip, right? So just like we were in this sort of twist scenario. Right hand sweeps back behind you. Left hand up and down, hooking on the outer portion of that right thigh. And begin your twist, lengthening the spine. Each exhale, twisting a little deeper. Great job. So at the top of your mat, we're gonna untwist. So bring that right hand in line with those right toes and slowly begin to straighten, coming right back into that half moon. We're gonna do this twice, so don't worry. We'll get extra practice here. Exhale, slowly release that left foot, come right into a deep forward fold. See if you can bring the crown of your head down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step, hop or jump back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath. On your next inhale, sweep that left leg up towards the sky. Reach, 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 reach it up. On your next exhale, bend the knee, draw it forward, plant it in between the hands. And then dropping that right knee, we're gonna come into this dynamic movement. So inhale, coming up into this low lunge. Exhale, hands sweep down. Tuck the right toes, straighten both legs. Left toes are flexed towards the sky. Wide leg pyramid pose. Exhale, come down into your low lunge. Inhale, hands come down to the mat. Straighten the legs. Good job. Find your flow here. If you'd like to stay in one pose longer, you can do that. Let's just move through this about 3 times if you can. Good job. I love this one, the pyramid pose. Great job. Let's meet down. Well, actually, we're going to pivot those right toes forward so that we can come all the way up. Hips are open towards the side. Warrior two. Sinking down nice and low. Inhale, flip the left palm, scoop it forward. Reverse your warrior. Find your breath. As we exhale, slowly drop that left hand down to the mat. Right hand comes up and over, bend into the left knee. Extended side angle. Open up the right shoulder. On your next inhale, we're going to come all the way up, straighten the right leg. Ooh, revolve triangle. Reach that left hand back. And exhale, arms sweep forward. Full triangle pose. Dropping that right hand to the shin, to the mat. Opening up the right shoulder, hips come forward. Find your breath. Good job. Inhale, slight micro bend in the knee. Come all the way up. Exhale, sink it down, warrior two. So we've got that funky transition here. Using yourself, I like to use it to like move forward, right? Move that energy forward, pivot down, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, reaching that right hand up towards the sky, lift the left leg, open the shoulder. Exhale, bend that right knee, hug it underneath the left. Come all the way down to your mat, to your sit bones. Funky twist. Let's see. Left hand behind you, right hand up. Hook it on that left thigh, twist. Nice long spine. Use your breath. Each inhale, lengthen. Each exhale, twist. Good job. Inhale, slowly unwind. We're going to bring our left hand forward in line with those toes. See if you can just come all the way back into that Ardha Chandrasana. A little more balance. And exhale, slowly release that right foot down. Come right into a deep forward fold. All right, one more time on each side. It'll feel super good. We're going to move just a tad quicker. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step, hop, or jump back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, draw it forward, step it through. Drop the left knee down, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Straighten the left leg and the right toes pop up towards the sky. Exhale, bend down into that right foot. Pivot the left toes so you can open your hips, coming up into warrior two. Sink it down. Inhale, flip and scoop, reverse your warrior. Exhale, right arm comes all the way down to the mat. Extended side angle. Left arm is up and over. Inhale, come all the way back up. Reverse triangle, straightening that right leg. Exhale, arms come all the way down. Trikonasana, hand to shin, hand to mat. Hips come forward, right? So back into a line. Inhale, come all the way up, warrior two. Sink it down. Shoot yourself forward. Coming into your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Reaching it all up. And then exhale, bending that left knee, hug it underneath the right. Come into a seated spinal twist. Right hand behind you. Left hand comes up and over, sit up tall. 2 breaths. Good job, yogis. Inhale, come back, unwind. Shoot that right hand forward. Come back into your Ardha Chandrasana. And hold it here. On your next exhale, slowly release that left foot. Deep forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step, hop, or jump back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right away, inhale, sweep that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, drop forward, plant it in between your hands. Right knee comes down, arms sweep up, low lunge. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the right toes, straighten the right leg, flex those left toes. Inhale, come forward, pivot and plant your right foot, opening your hips up, warrior two. Sink it down, flip and scoop, come into your reverse. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Sink down into those hips, open the shoulder. Inhale. As we come up, straighten the left leg, revolve triangle, reach that left hand back. Exhale, left hand comes down. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Hand to shin, hand to mat. Right hand towards the sky, hips come forward. Inhale, slight micro bend in the knee. Sink it down. Warrior two, nice and low. Shoot yourself forward. I gotta come up with a better word for that. Propel. Engage yourself forward. Okay, right hand up towards the sky. Ardha Chandrasana. Lift that right leg up. Exhale, bend the right knee, hug it underneath the left. Come all the way down, seated spinal twist. Left hand behind you. Right elbow hooks onto the left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. See if you can twist a little bit deeper. Good job. Exhale, unwind. Bring your left hand forward in line with those toes. Begin to stand up, reaching the right leg up, opening the arms. Last one, left side wobbly one. Ardha Chandrasana, hold. Find your steadiness. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, slowly release. Come into a nice deep forward fold. Relax here, good job. That was fun. Let's plant our hands. Gently walk your feet back into your downward facing dog. Just for a moment. And then drop your knees down nice and wide. Big toes come to touch, child's pose. Let's take 3 or 4 breaths here, just melting into your hips, melting into your mat. Just taking a little bit of rest after all that busy. On your next inhale, slowly lift your chest. And we're gonna come forward, but coming all the way down to the belly. We'll do a tiny bit of back strengthening, and then we'll slow it all down. Last hard things. On your next inhale, so I want you to bring your cobra tail together, so feet are together, legs are nice and strong. On your inhale, reach your arms back behind you. See if you can just lift your chest first. Just your chest, arms are reaching back. And then see if you can add in the legs. So lifting the legs, lifting the chest. Full locust pose, hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, lift it up a little bit higher. And 1, exhale, left ear to the mat. Close the eyes. Feel your heart beating in your chest, reminding you you are alive. On your next inhale, bring your chin back to center. This time you can do locust again, or you can come into your bow pose. So inhale, let's do the same thing. Lift your chest first, reach your arms out back behind you. If you're coming into bow, pick up your feet, grab a hold of the tops of the feet and begin to kick into your hands. If you're coming into locust, just lift your legs. Everybody lift. Lift and hold. For 5, 4, 3, 2, lift it up a little bit higher. And exhale, release right ear to the mat. Relax it all down. Ooh la la. On your next inhale, slowly bring your hands underneath your chest. Bring your legs together. Press your chest up, come back into a closed knee child's pose. So knees are together, ankles are together, toes are together. Oh, just a nice little counter stretch here for that low spine. Inhale, slowly lift the chest. And we're gonna come down onto our sits bones. Grab a drink of water if you need it. Have like a 20-second reset. All right. Let's come into a seated forward fold. We're going to, I don't know if you've done this with me, Abby, but we do forward fold to plow. So just go really slow your first time. We'll do a couple of these, but they really help open kind of your mid to low back. It's really nice. So coming into this seated forward fold, bring your femurs back into your hip sockets, flex the toes, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, hinge from the hips, 2 inches, and then keep a flat back just for a moment. And then go ahead and fold, rounding down, grabbing a hold of the ankles or the feet. And just make this a little passive here. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly lift our chest using our core strength so you can bend your knees. We're going to come either into that half boat or your full boat, holding just for a moment. And then exhale, slowly lower your legs and your torso until we're all the way flat on the mat. So we'll go a little slower this first time around, and then you'll get the hang of it. Placing your hands palm face down on the mat next beside you, begin to lift your knees to your chest, lifting your heels up, and then straighten your legs, dropping your toes back behind you. So when you come into plow, making sure that you don't look around here. So protect your neck, keep it in a nice line with your spine. Just honor where you are here. Sometimes when I do this the first time, I feel like the top of my head is screaming. So just honor that, back it off a little bit. And on your next exhale, slowly begin to lower the hips nice and slow and controlled to gauge your core. As those hips come down and your legs come down, see if you can lift your chest coming into that boat. And then exhale, see if you can just lower your legs. As the legs come down, come all the way forward, deep forward fold. Find your breath. Inhale, slowly lift the chest. Bend the knees if you need to. I can't quite get them up yet. Into our boat, hold. Exhale, lower. Nice and slow. Hands come down, bend the knees. Come back into your plow. Nice and slow, honoring your body. Maybe this time around it doesn't feel so spicy, so maybe you can find a little depth and hold. Breathing into where it does feel spicy, but don't take it too far here. On your next exhale, slowly lower the hips, nice and slow. As those hips come down, inhale, lift the chest, boat pose, lift your gaze, open the heart. Exhale, lower the legs. Right into a nice juicy fold. One more plow. Inhale, slowly lift that chest, bend up the knees, boat pose. Exhale, lower. All the way down, nice and slow. Flip the hands, bend the knees, last plow. This one should feel the best, hopefully. Hold and breathe. And exhale, slowly lower the hips down. As those hips come down, chest comes up, last boat hold. Exhale, lower the legs. Deep forward fold. This one should also feel super juicy. Hopefully you have a little more depth here. Inhale, come all the way back up. And let's just make our way down onto our backs. Let's hug our knees up into our chest. Gently rock side to side here. Keep your right knee bent, drop your left foot down, bring your right ankle on top of the left thigh, figure four legs, thread your needle, right hand goes through the hole, grab a hold of the top of the shin or the back of the thigh. Flexing those right toes is going to help protect your right knee. And then gently begin to squeeze that left thigh up towards your chest so that we're working into your right hip flexor. Try and keep your spine nice and long, chin to your chest. Squeeze and hold. Exhale, slowly release. Bringing your left foot down, right foot down. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. Coming back to center, pick up your left ankle, place it on top of your right thigh, figure four legs, thread your needle, grab a hold of the top of the shin or the back of the thigh. Nice long spine, chin to chest. Gently begin to squeeze that right thigh up towards your chest. Flex those left toes. Find your breath. Squeeze a little tighter. And then slowly release both feet down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. Let's bring our knees up. We're going to come into a happy baby pose. So extending your feet up towards the sky, grabbing a hold of that pinky edge, drawing your feet nice and wide, and then pressing down into the soles of your feet, sinking your low spine, your sacrum down to the earth. Gently rock side to side here. Letting your breathing slow. Maybe it's coming back to normal. And slowly bringing the soles of your feet to touch, bringing your legs down into a supine butterfly, supine Baddha Konasana. Placing your left hand over your heart, right hand over your belly. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, release the breath. Inviting the light back into your heart, back into your body. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly extend your legs out nice and long in front of you, coming into our final resting pose, Savasana, taking up as much space as you need here. And let's release our arms down to our sides, palms face up. Take a gentle wiggle side to side here. Wiggle your hips, wiggle your chest, releasing any residual tension in your body. And then come into stillness. Unclench the jaw. Let your tongue gently fall away from the roof of your mouth. Relax the space in between your eyebrows. The only movement in your body is your chest gently rising, gently falling. Savasana. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Maybe draw baby circles with your wrists, with your ankles. And then take a big, long stretch like a kitty cat, reaching through your hands, reaching through your feet. Get nice and long. And then exhale, roll over onto your left side body this morning. Coming into a fetal position, support your head with your arm or your hands. Take a moment here to honor your practice, honor your body. And then gently find your way back to a comfy, easy seat, eyes closed. We'll bring our hands to heart center. Gently press your thumbs into your heart space, your sternum. Dip your chin to your chest. I really enjoy my morning practice with you. You bring me such love and light. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste.